Thanks to the support as a channel member, Patrick Topor. Well, the transfer window has opened. Our new South African youngsters have arrived, and not a minute too soon because we've broken our 2 Brazilian stars. And we have had to get rid of a couple of our excellent South Koreans to make room for the South Africans. The transfer window could be a problem, especially because we're now playing second and third in consecutive matches with a team that is now less cohesioned than it's been all season long. Be fine, I hope, because the rest of the season has been going really well. As you can see, our long unbeaten run continues. One of our young South Africans did make his debut and scored. That's Lebogang Putlane. He's in, man of the match and a goal on his debut. It's a good start, and he needed a good start because Ratinho has got on holiday to Brazil and is still refusing to sign a new contract and is tired. And Igor is injured, so we're having to play without either of them after basically playing them for every minute of every game in the lead up to this. This is what the league table looks like. We're top of the league, 2 points clear of Sukhothai, who we play first, and then we're playing Navy FC, who are third. So it's going to be a tricky one, but the new boys are in. So you've already met Putlane. Pitso is in as well as our new right winger. He made his debut and had less of an immediate impact. And we're also now finally able to use Mehdi Saedi in the league as well, who's 6'5", and you can't teach that. We've also signed a young Thai left back on loan, but as part of all this, we have had to let some players leave, most notably Yu Sun Woo, who was our second top scorer, had 18 goal contributions from 23 matches, was averaging a 7.23, but he was the only one of our foreign players who there was really any interest in. And with Pitso coming in, we were probably going to play Pitso. So Sunwoo has left the club. Iannucci, who we signed back in the summer and then put in the reserves because we couldn't register him, has also finally moved on from the club as well. And we've managed to get some money for a youngster that we were never going to use. Money is always handy. All of that being said, this is what the team is going to look like for this game. So a little bit different to what we're used to. Ratinho on holiday will miss both games. That was poorly planned. Igor got injured as soon as Ratinho went on holiday. They both needed a holiday at the same time. I choose to just send one and was going to send the other one when he got back. This is why I do holidays, boys and girls. The one I didn't send immediately got injured. If the game tells you to send a player on holiday, send them on holiday or they are going to get injured. There's your demonstration of it. So this is the team for the game against Sukhothai. But before I introduce them to you, we've got to find out where on earth Sukhothai is. Right in the middle of the country is the answer to that question. If we zoom in and have a little look, they do have a proper named stadium. My goodness, what is that? Is that water? Is that an island in the shape of a penis? I don't understand what I'm seeing. Is this sand? Is it water? I think it's water. It's a weird heart-shaped lake with a weird heart-shaped island in the middle of it, with lots of parks and things. The Holy Heartland. Probably shouldn't refer to it as weird. This place looks fancy. I know we're supposed to be finding a football stadium. This looks very fancy. Look at this. I bet that cost a few quid. Mountains in the background. How beautifully scenic. I hope we have time to go and check that out while we're here. In the meantime, this is where we're playing. They've got a lovely car park. Look at this. We're in a world of facilities now. If we drop ourselves down in the middle of this road, one end of this road, we've got the fancy island shaped like a heart. And I guess that's the football stadium because there's floodlights there. Can we go down here? Have we got any way to have a look at the stadium properly? Can we drag this? Have we got any of the little blue dots? We've got a little blue dot just there. There you go. We get a view from inside the stadium. This is a very, very nice stadium. This is the kind of team we need to be moving on to and managing. They've got a bat on their badge. I want to manage these lot. This is a real ground in a very fancy area with a bat on the badge. What's their nickname? How do we? The Fire Bat. I want the job at the Fire Bat. That is a great name. And as you can imagine, they were in the top league for quite a long time as well. We need to graduate to a club this sort of size. the raging mackerel, it's going beautifully, but we are held back by our lack of money and facilities. But let's not let it hold us back today. Let's beat them lot, and this is the team we're going to beat them with. So it's Bun Mak in goal, a back four of New Boy, Daso Wang, Saedi at the back alongside Hasegawa and Srithong, Sikran Kalnit, I still don't know how to say his name, at the base of the midfield with Seung Woo and Butdi Siraksa ahead of him. He's leaving now. He's got a pre-transfer arranged, which is a bit of a shame. Almeida somehow managed to survive new foreigners coming in because he's the only left winger we've got. He's on the left, and then the two new boys, Pizzo on the right, Putt Lane up front, and we need them to look like the stars we're gambling on them being, or else I'm really going to be upset about letting Seung Woo go because he was a huge goal threat for us. So Putt Lane's already scored and been man of the match on his debut. He already looks good. He's going to be next year's Ratinho and Jardin. We've already got him earmarked for that job. But Pizzo has got a lot to live up to on that right-hand side and did struggle a little bit on his debut. And if he doesn't do well, we don't really have much in the way of a rotation option to come in for him. So it's quite a lot of pressure on the young South African, who obviously doesn't speak the language. Putt Lane doesn't either, and he's the captain for the day because he's got quite a lot of leadership about him. Butdi, with the throw, finds Hasegawa. He finds Pizzo, who looks like he's been fouled there, but apparently he hasn't. There's Daso Wang, the other new boy. Saedi plays it up over the top. He was looking for Putt Lane, but the problem is I think he thinks everybody's as tall as he is. And obviously that's not the case. So the ball, that's not good. Saedi, he misses his header. That is a wonderful covering tackle from Hasegawa, though. That's why he's survived the cull of the foreign players, because he's very, very good. And it was basically, we had to choose between him and Grimaldi as which one of the foreign defenders we were going to keep alongside Saedi. The Grimaldi got unregistered and moved down to the reserves to make squad space. And I think Hasegawa has justified the decision there. And there is Putt Lane trying to run clear with the ball. I mean, he is a big physical gentleman. Look at him go. Look at him go. Plays it into his compatriot Pizzo. And it's the South African connection. 30 minutes in. Putt Lane looks like a big boy, doesn't he? Both of the South Africans look enormous. I mean, this is fantastic work from him. I think we've got two boys who might just be too good for this league. But that's good work from both of them. How big are they? I haven't even looked. Putt Lane is only 5'11". How small are the rest of our players? Pizzo is 5'10". They look massive compared to everybody else. We're 1-0 up, and that's all that matters. And our two new boys, at the moment, it appears the gamble is paying off. And it's always good when a plan comes together. And they are trying to get in behind our fullback. Right back is still definitely a weakness. We are still looking for a new right back. We still haven't been able to find one. So in the meantime, teams continue to attack down that side. And it looked like a deflection took that past Bun Mak, which isn't ideal. I mean, we'd be okay with a draw here today. We're playing against a much bigger team. They were pre-season promotion favourites. We don't have to come here and win. We'd just like to keep the unbeaten run going and then win the other match where we're at home. It wasn't a deflection. It was actually an attempt at a save, and he just didn't really get anything on it. Right, we need our two new boys to combine again. In the absence of Igor and Ratinho, there's so much pressure on them to step up and be the best players. Butdi with an opportunity as well. Plays it into Seung Woo, who scores, and that's probably offside. Before I get too excited, the referee's got his finger in his ear. He's being surrounded by fire bats. And I think that might... Oh, no, it's been given. Beautiful stuff. Cue everybody in the comments trying to tell me, Kev, there is a tell. You can find out. Yeah, I know. I ignore every one of those comments. As soon as people say, Kev, there's a way to tell if, I deliberately don't read the rest of that comment because I don't want to know, because it would make the videos not as good if I was immediately like, oh, well, that goal's been given because... I'm not work the space. I don't need to be Jack. I don't need to know all the ins and outs. I just need to win. And that's how we do it. He loves me, really. Right, Bun Mak with the goal kick, playing it forward, looking for Srithong. Can't find him, but it's back with Hasegawa and then Saedi And we're just knocking the ball around very nicely. This is good football from us once again. Dasso Wang out to Almeida. Almeida into Butty. We've got a Butt and a Wang in the team now. I approve. Butty's been fouled there. That's a penalty kick, surely. And should be an opportunity for Putt Lane to score his second goal of the season. Second goal of life as a raging mackerel. Referee chatting to his assistant again. And is that Putt Lane? I can't tell I can't see the shirt numbers. Why the shirt numbers are, the shirt numbers should be black on this colour shirt so I can actually read them. He's missed his penalty. Maybe he's not going to be a star. I mean, Ratinho is going to be back for the run-in. He's still refusing to sign a contract. At the moment, he hasn't signed a contract with anybody else. So there is always the possibility if we get promoted, we might keep Ratinho. But it seems unlikely at this stage because he wants loads of money and we don't have loads of money to give him. Right, Wang In's going to come on at the base of the midfield. And then he can come on to play left back. Toso has had the captaincy stripped from him, although he's got it back on now. I thought I'd stripped it. I thought I'd made Ratinho club captain in an attempt to make him stay, but it seems that had jumped back over to Toso when he's come on. That he's going to be leaving at the end of the season. He's 33 and was in discussions with another club. I don't know if he's actually agreed a contract yet. I'm not that bothered. I'm not offering him a new contract. So it doesn't really matter if he agrees something with somebody else. He's on his way for sure, which is why we brought in another left back, albeit only on loan. We don't want to be relying on a 33-year-old. And now Kotasufo trying to break clear. There was no way he was going to catch up with the ball there. And it remains 2-1. We are definitely involved in a little bit of a mugging here today. We're certainly not upset about it. Putt Lane not having a nice day, so Yuyen can come on for him. Yuyen signed a contract extension. So we are continuing to push him as a future star. We want to develop some Thai players, and Yuyen is young and Thai and 5 stars of potential. So we want to make Yuyen work. He's not working yet, but he's not had a lot of football because Ratinho and now Putt Lane are all in his way. But that is a huge result for us. I think that puts us 5 points clear at the top of the league. It does, with 9 games to go. One of which is against the team in 3rd place. So we can pull even further. 22 games unbeaten. But we could make that a 10-point gap over 3rd place if we beat Navy FC here, which all of a sudden becomes very important to do. Well, it seems like there's a new club policy of only being allowed to have 1 fit Brazilian at a time, because just as Igor is fit enough to come back into the team, Almeida has now picked up an injury. Ratinho, who would come in for him on that left-hand side, and actually that might be a way to play Putt Lane and Ratinho together once Ratinho's back from his little holiday, but he's still on holiday, so Kotasufo comes in on the left-hand side, which gives us a new look front 3 again for a hugely important match. But this is a front 3 that have never played together before. But we've seen in these first 2 matches for Putt Lane, we have seen moments of excellence from him in both. He scored in the first one, set up a key goal for us in the second one. Did miss a penalty in that one as well, but we're choosing to focus on the positives, not the negatives. And I can't tell the difference between these 2 kit colours, which is going to cause me 1 or 2 problems. Sayedi's just absolutely missed a header by a mile. And yes, he's 6'5". He might not be. Is he actually any good at heading? No, not really. He's a big boy though, and we just need to aim at him for corners and let the ball ricochet off him, and occasionally it'll go into the back of the net. That was basically the entire thought process behind bringing him in. He's much taller than everybody else, and I do see the comments. I know, Kev, you don't need to worry about how tall they are. It's all to do with their jumping reach. Tallness is actually entirely irrelevant. Because I know you use phrases like entirely irrelevant when you're writing your comments to tell me how wrong I am. But yeah, I don't care. He's tall. I like him tall. That's it. I'm not going to change now, am I? We're losing. And I do worry that maybe we're not as good at defending with him in the team. Because he does seem a little bit flaily. There is an example of him flailing at that. We're 1-0 down. We haven't had a shot yet. We've barely had the ball. And this does put Navy FC right up with us. We were potentially going to go 10 points clear of third place. This puts Navy FC just 4 points behind us and only 5 points clear of third place, and very much still in with a battle. And you know how it goes in these run-ins, especially after a 22 game unbeaten run that we're on. If we were to lose an important game now, we'd then lose a couple more, drop down into the playoffs, go into the playoffs in poor form, and end up bottling the entire season. And nobody wants that. What we do want is Tando Pizzo to be as good as he looks like he might be. I had worries going into that first match of the episode, but he's scored 2 in 2 in front of the cameras. He's a big game show-off player, and that has us back level in the match, which is very, very important. I feel a little bit better about letting Sun Woo go. Now I know that we've got another guy who's going to come in and probably score just as many goals as he did to replace him. It does, again, make me wonder what on earth is wrong with Almeida when whoever I put in on the right-hand side just apparently scores for fun. Is that the difference between a winger on attack and a winger on support? That seems excessive. But Kotasufo isn't really hammering in goals either. He's more of a creator. Igor's tiring. So I think we're probably going to have to take Igor off at risk of him getting properly injured again, just as Ratinho comes back. So Igor managed 70 minutes, but these Srikasa can come on. Sirax, I will never know his name. Tosso has now agreed a deal to leave, by the way. That happened in between the two matches. Yuyen's going to come on up front. Putt Lane, not as impressive as I hoped he would be, but Yuyen with another opportunity. And now it's Pizzo with the corner looking for the in-swinger. C80's there. And I mean, it did ricochet off him, unfortunately, not into the back of the net. But you get a number of those chances. Some of them are going to start going in. He's so much taller than everybody else in this league, and we're going to aim at him with a long throw here. In fact, we find Hasegawa. There is Siedi, and he doesn't know what to do with it. He finds Hasegawa. Why is it just our centre-backs with the ball here? And now our defensive midfielder. We finally get it to an attacker. It's Pizzo, who plays it across to Yuyen. It's only a second goal in a mackerel shirt for Yuyen. Is he offside? I hope not, because I'd really like the win. But Pizzo looks the business. Did Yuyen stay on side? He did. Come on then. 2-1 up. That's what I'm talking about. Pizzo's a hero, and Yuyen benefiting from Ratinho being on holiday. And I mean, we're so far clear now. If we secure promotion early, Ratinho will never play for us again, because we'll be too busy trying to force Yuyen and Putt Lane to become stars. Hasegawa's there. I think, was that a C80 flick on? It ricocheted off him into one of our other players. How could that possibly have been offside, referee? What are you even checking? I don't understand. How was that offside? We're going to find out. Is he the guy who scores? I guess they're trying to claim he's blocking the keeper, maybe? I think that's a very soft offside. If they end up scoring here and we end up dropping 2 points as a result of it, it's going to frustrate me a little bit, because I feel like that was a very soft offside. Budmack is not happy at all. We're now appealing for offside, which, I mean, this is going to be even less of an offside if this is decided. It's a shot from the edge of the area. And that one's business. Does this referee know the rules? Who's offside here? I mean, that's even harsher. Wow. I guess they've cancelled each other out. I would have let both of those goals stand. But I guess that's why I'm a handsome entertainer and not a referee. Right, Bunmack has the ball. Just keep it for the next minute and a half. Take a yellow card. You don't need to give the ball away. I mean, he's lumped it forward to absolutely nobody. But it ends up with Yuyen. Yuyen plays it out to Pizzo. Pizzo across to Tosso, who's fresh, having just come on. And then there's Tosso again, bursting into the area. Tosso, our former captain, has just scored his first ever goal for the club days after he's agreed to leave. And that could be the goal that rubber stamps our promotion to the top flight in Thailand just 2 and a bit years after I arrived here. This is how a Pentagon challenge is supposed to go, boys and girls. I'm good at Football Manager again. 10 points clear of third, 8 points clear of second. So them other lot have lost as well. And that is huge. And that is a beautiful league table. What happened to... Oh, they haven't played. They didn't lose. But still, that's beautiful. Just go on and don't mess up from here, boys. Simple as that. And Routinho's going to be back for the next game, so that's even better. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.